Okay then guys, this is a short video about the latest Magic the Gathering expansion, which I've been playing and really been enjoying, and this is Rise of the Eldrazi. So it's although it's part of the Zendikar block, it is pretty much a standalone set with regards to its 250 cards in total. So it's a big old set, and I just thought I'd explain the new stuff which is in it. So basically, one of the first abilities, and you're not going to be able to see it very well here because my camera is rubbish. But basically, this is an ability called Annihilator. Now, Annihilator comes with a number, and basically, whenever this creature attacks, the defending player sacrifices a permanent. So these are big old monsters. These are basically the Eldrazi, which is what the set's counted on. And in this case, basically, you've got basically a 9/9. A 7/7 creature for 9 mana, and or alternatively, you can sacrifice 4 Eldrazi spawn rather than pay its casting cost. So basically, you can get out these big old creatures really quickly, and it can swing the game for you. The next ability is basically Totem Armor. Now, Totem Armor is basically an enchantment. It typically goes on creatures. And in this case, the creature gets +1/+1 and has first strike, which is a pretty good ability, and it's not bad for 1 mana. Now the difference here is with Totem Armor, if anything would happen that would destroy the creature, the actual armor gets taken out instead. So effectively, you get all your creatures get a second breathe if they basically have this equipped. So this is quite good in weenie decks for protecting them. It obviously doesn't stop anything where it removes the creature, but it's still pretty cool. The next ability is Level Up. Now, Level Up, the way it works is, I don't know if you remember Figure of Destiny from a few sets back, but basically you pay a set amount of mana to level up the character. It will start off with a base, so in the example of this one, for 1 white and 1 colourless, you get a 2/2 creature. Now, every time you pay 3 colourless mana, he'll get ability. So if he's level 1 to 3, he'll become a 2/3 flyer. If he's level 4+, he becomes a 4/4 flyer with vigilance as well. So again, these creatures get more powerful as they go on, and they're really good if you're playing in draft, because basically they're good for the early game, and then you can put on pressure later on when you've got spare mana. The final ability new to this set is Rebound, and basically what this allows you to do is when you've cast a spell from your hand, you exile it rather than sending it to the graveyard, and then at the beginning of your next turn it comes back and you can basically cast it again for free. Now, while this is pretty cool, some of the cards don't lead that well to it. So for example, Instance, your opponent is pretty much going to know straight away that you've got it, and you can't decide to use it as and when. It's got to be done during your upkeep. So it's still pretty cool depending on basically what sort of card you've got, but I don't like it quite as much as the other mechanics. Right then, what we'll do now is we'll look at some of the more expensive cards which are currently available in this set. Now, the poster child, the one that everybody is going nuts for, is this guy, Gideon Jura. Basically, he's 2 white mana, 3 colourless cast, so 5 mana in total. He's loyalty 6, and then he's got 3 brilliant abilities. If for +2 loyalty, any opponents, your opponent's attacking creatures have to attack him next turn, and obviously you'd use sweeper effects to get around that. For -2 loyalty, you can destroy any tapped creature, and for 0, until end of turn, you can turn him into a 6/6 human soldier creature. He's still a planeswalker, and any damage is prevented. So he's ridiculously powerful, and it should come as no surprise to learn that he's already selling for around the 40 quid mark. Needless to say, if you want to play set of 4, it's going to get bloody expensive. This is one of the cool cards with Rebound. This is Consuming Vapors. 1 black, 3 colourless, and target player sacrifices a creature. You gain life equal to that creature's toughness. Really good, and obviously any black deck. And the fact that you get to cast it again for free and potentially gain life the next turn shouldn't be sniffed at either. Now, this one is more of a sideboard card, because while she's got a cool ability, you wouldn't really want her main deck. She's 2 white, 2 colourless. She's a 3/4 flyer, and activated abilities of creatures your opponents control can't be activated. Basically, an activated ability is anything with a colon, so if something like tapping for mana, so she's really, really good for locking down certain types of decks. But again, you wouldn't want to main, you'd probably put 2, possibly 3 in a sideboard. All the Eldrazi are cool, but this one's the best one in my opinion. He's 10 mana. It's a high casting cost, but you get a 12/12 creature with Annihilator 4, so basically your opponent has to get rid of 4 permanents whenever he attacks. He draws 4 cards when you cast him, regardless of whether he's countered or not. And as with all the Eldrazi, if he is sent to the graveyard, he just gets shuffled back into your library instead. So very, very powerful and very, very good. This is another card which is going for insane amounts of money at the moment, although I'm not overly keen on it myself. 2 green, 2 colourless gets you a 4/3 creature. It's got haste, so it can attack immediately. And whenever you cast a spell, if it's a second creature spell you've cast this turn, you may return Vengevine from your graveyard to the battlefield. Basically, he's around the 25 quid mark. I don't play a lot of green, so he's not got that much appeal to me, but it's always nice to have one. Now, with obviously the introduction of Eldrazi, also introduced colourless spells, which aren't like artifacts. So this card is really cool, and it's a foil, although you can't really see it too well here. But basically, this is all of dust, and each player sacrifices all coloured permanents he or she controls. So if you're playing like an Eldrazi deck, and the vast majority of your cards are colourless, this is going to be a huge swing. Goes for about £13. The foiled one is a little bit more expensive, but it's a great card with a lot of utility to it. The final card we'll be looking at is Sarkhan the Mad. Now Sarkhan's already appeared in obviously one of the previous sets, and now he's 1 red, 1 black, 3 colourless, and basically he's interesting because he's the only planeswalker with no plus abilities. So he starts off with 7 loyalty. You can for a 0 loyalty cost, you can reveal the top card of your library and put it into your hand. Sarkhan the Mad deals damage to himself equal to that card's converted mana cost. Alternatively, for -2 loyalty, you can sacrifice a creature, target creature's controller sacrifices it, then they get a 5/5 red dragon creature token with flying. And then for -4 loyalty, each dragon creature you control deals damage equal to its power to the target player. So again, he's going up in price, he's around 20 quid. But again, I don't typically play a lot of red-black. I'm all about white, so I'm after Gideon Juras at the moment. So yeah, this is basically Rise of the Eldrazi. It's a great new addition to the set. It has slowed down things greatly. However, there's plenty of mana producing, so you can get Eldrazi out pretty quickly. And you know, if you've never played Magic before, this is a perfect time to get into it. There's a lot of cool cards. Odds are, if you buy boosters, you're going to get some good ones, which are worth a fair bit with the rares. So, you know, get into it, and I thoroughly recommend it. This is Darren Jones from Retro Gamer. I'll be back with more videos very, very soon. Cheers, guys.